Hi everybody, Dave Shopius here in the robot lab. Oh my, we had an incident a few weeks ago. Kind of depressing, kind of a pain in the butt, set me back a month or more, maybe even longer. Had an arm issue, a motor issue basically, burnt out a motor on my left arm. What happened? I'm not really 100% sure yet. Just now getting to the point of replacing everything. I got to remount and figure out what happened. Basically, here's the good arm that still survives. You can see that in past videos this whole thing goes up and down. Well, what happened was I was getting a little bit of a jitter on this side, and I thought I'd fine-tune it and kind of get everything out and get it running as smooth as the other one. And I was making progress when all of a sudden it just took off and slammed down and locked, and I wasn't able to unplug it fast enough, and the motor burnt out. Oh my God. So anyway, there's the old motor there. We'll get into that in a minute. Basically, really quick, what I was doing, all these motors are controlled by Sabertooth motor controllers, and they have a little, what they call a kangaroo daughter board that hangs off the back. It gives these motor controllers position and speed, and it's all operated through settings that smooths it out and takes advantage of the speed and ramps and all that kind of stuff. So I was in the process of, I almost had it, and all of a sudden, boom, it locked down. I think I had a problem with some connections or maybe even the wiring, so I still got to ferret that out. The depressing part was these are back when I built this arm, like over a decade ago. I'm using AM equipment motors, and these are basically just windshield wiper motors, but they're very powerful, very well built, I thought. So, I didn't, and this model number, the 226 model, they just discontinued after I bought these two motors, and I was always worried that something like this would happen. So, I mean, lo and behold, it did. And again, I don't know if it was me or a control issue, or maybe the kangaroo gave up the ghost or whatever, but basically it locked on and started smoking from up here. And turns out that when I took it apart, the brushes, I think they're called brushes. You can see what happened here. These two little doohickeys there to sit down inside of here with a spring, and monitor. I guess they monitor, but both sides burnt up. The little magnet on the end just burnt right off, or in the capacitor. I don't know. Bottom line is, I was devastated. I didn't think I could get these again because they had discontinued them. So I went back on AM, and this is like over 10 years ago, so I went back on AM Equipment's website and looked around, and they didn't look like they had them anymore. They were listed. The 226 were still listed, but they only had really stubby nose ones, and I need at least an inch here. And this one originally came with a long nose, and I cut it down. So I got to looking further, and I got way down to the bottom of the page, and lo and behold, look at this. They made a replacement for it. It is the 240 series. Okay, I will now, when I get done with this and explain this, I will stop the camera and I'll take this motor off because it's really easy. I got it mounted on. But when I ordered this, I didn't know if the hole patterns were going to line up, and from what the blueprints and all their design prints showed, this motor and the old AM motor were almost basically the same size. The heads looked the same width, so and I have really, you can tell my tolerances in here are really tight. So it was a tight squeeze, but it fits. The whole patterns line up just right. I got a little bit of adjusting to do in my my cable control system. I need to move back a little bit because it bumps up against this. What happened, what's going on is here, the new head on this 240 series is a little bit wider, so it pushes the rear end back and the front end. So my opto switch is really close. I had to swap around a bolt just to make it work because it was hitting. This thing was hitting, so I just got to bump this back a little bit, drill a couple more holes, and if you can see, it just barely touches the bottom down here. So I got to cut that washer back. This is another system for a not an opto switch, but a limit switch. I have a magnetic limit switch. So I got to cut that back, and it works now, but it's really tight. And while I got everything apart, I think I'm going to put a new potentiometer. This is a flat pot. I do have a few of these that I got extra. I wanted to put it in encoder on this, but everything's so tight I just couldn't figure out how to do it. The other thing is there's a little plastic bracket on this thing. And when I show you the nameplate on this, and when I take it off in a minute, it says without encoder. So I don't know, maybe AM has got an encoder that fits into there somehow. I sent them a message. We'll see. So anyway, the actual physical swapping out of this thing and doing the little adjustments here and there is really pretty easy. I mean, once I get everything back together. The other thing is, you know, I had to make sure that the width, the shaft width was right to work with my system here. This is a little grip system. You put all this on, and you run set screws down, this clamps it on there. It does an amazing job. So anyway, that's going to be the easy part. What I'm afraid of is the control side, where I have to actually retune this new motor, because this is a more powerful, faster motor. Even though it looks the same, when they rebuilt it, they made it a lot bigger as far as being more powerful and faster. So I'm not sure my old tune on the Kangaroo is going to work. So that's left to be said. So that seeing as I burnt out that big guy, that bad boy there, I'm going to have to be really careful and be ready to unplug it really fast, because I don't want to do it again. It's like a $280 motor. But the other thing is, these old motors, if you see, it's made in Korea. AM started doing it in-house, so they're doing it right here, made in America. That's out in Oregon. So I'm going to walk over here really quick and just give you a quick overview of all the stuff, how it all goes together. So that mess over there, you can kind of put it together. So you can see that's that clamping system I talked about. The pot is back behind here, and I have another video showing all this too, a couple of them. And there's a little needle point of, like a record player thing that screws in and pushes up against, pressures up against there, and gives a reading about where it's at and sends that back to the Kangaroo for positioning. There's my interrupter and my opto switch for telling the computer that it's in the center position. This is the old motor, the old AM motor. I mean, if that one over there works really good, I like it, I just might get another one and swap this one out. But this is how it all goes together. And like I said, I have all this documented in another video. So I'm going to turn the camera off now, and I'm going to pull that motor out. Oh, the other thing I got to do is I got to cut this nose off to an inch. So I think I can do that. I think I did that years ago to that one with just a simple hacksaw and a grinder. Smooth it all off. So let me shut this off now, and I will be right back with that motor pulled. Okay, I'm back. I got my screws loose. These are really nice. These little cap head screws with the Allen wrench. It's a lot better than a Phillips head screw. It's just, you can really get them in there tight. So, and this just pull out of there, and you can see there's the nameplate. This is without encoder at the end there, so 11 mm single flat. It goes up to 70 RPMs, which is fine. I'll never get it that fast. 240 05 04. That's the one with the long 11 millimeter thick nose that I need. So, and like I said, it's made in America. The difference is this is plastic, which I guess is okay. Made in America. It came with this dust cover. I pulled that off because that hole there was just a little bit too small to accommodate it. So that's why that just came right off. And the whole patterns are perfect. So I'm gonna get all this installed, and we'll post this video, and then once I get everything running again and installed and back on the robot, we'll do a part 2, okay? You guys, thanks for watching, and wish me luck. Bye-bye.